Hello, hello, hello. Hey, friends. If you're here watching this replay, thank you so much for being here and stopping by. My name is Svava Brooks, and I am a trauma recovery coach. And I love to hang out here on YouTube and Periscope twice a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I hang out with my fellow survivor thrivers. And we talk about the healing journey after abuse, trauma, and neglect. If you are looking for support for your healing journey, please visit my website, svavabrooks.com, where you can learn more about me, my journey, and also my passion for holding safe spaces for survivors that are healing their bodies, their hearts, minds, and spirits, right? But if you're here with me live today, please say hello. Please let me know that you're here so I can welcome you. After I welcome the community here, I say hello to everybody. We are going to jump into working the page of the day from Releasing Your Authentic Self. It's one day, one page at a time. And today we are going to talk about what brings joy into our lives. I know healing after abuse and trauma is hard work. And part of it is to remember that we can focus on the things that we're grateful for and to bring more awareness to the things that we do have in the present moment, in the here and now. A lot of things that we can't change about our journey, a lot of things we can't change from out here, but there's a lot we can do actually that we can change from in here. And that's actually the good news. And that's what gives us, right, the hope helps us to take the power back after feeling powerless for so many years, for many of us, even decades. So with that, I want to welcome you to our chat today. So good to see you. Hey, Sue, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful song with me. I listened to it a couple of times, Sue, and I bookmarked it because that song was something very, very special. And I just want to put it out there to anybody who's listening. If you are looking for a song to move your heart, looking for a song to, right, help you maybe even connect with your inner child, there was just so much there. So much there, Sue. So thank you for sharing it. It was beautiful. Beautiful. How are you guys today? Few of you maybe saw my short live video in our Journey to the Heart group earlier. Just wanted to put up a quick reminder that we were going to be here today and encourage anyone to join us if they had time. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Yes, I'm actually having a really good day today. So it is a good day. Lady Leo, hey friend, look at you, Lady Leo and Sue, pulling out all those heart and flower emojis. I love those. Love it. It brings me joy, makes my heart sing. So thank you, friends. Topic of our discussion today. EJ says, I'm able to start with you, but we'll have to bug out after about 40 to 45 minutes. All right, we're glad you're here. Glad you're here. Hey, Sharon, how are you doing? How is your roller coaster ride going, right? I know you're dealing with a lot of hormones right now, even though that can be my excuse most days. I must be just hormonal. I'm joking, but so I am glad you're here. I just shot some hoops for 10 minutes. Yes, EJ. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Minnie. Hey, the gang is all here. Hey, Periscope friends. How are you? Glad you're here. Please say hello. Let me know where you're from. If it looks like I'm talking to myself, I'm actually also interacting with my YouTube friends. So, but we're glad you're here. So if we start with the check-in, how are we doing today? Right here, right now, how are we doing? And the topic of discussion today, what makes your heart sing? What makes our heart sing? And what do I mean by that? Okay, Sharon, hormones are whack. I can't even use it as an excuse at work. No one knows of your fertility journey. Okay, well, your secret is safe with us, right? So we'll keep it hush hush. Awesome. Carrie says, had a good day, did some drawing. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. So are we doing okay? Do we need a scale? 0 to 10, 0 being I'm awesome, 10 being, ooh, this is a hard one. And the reason I ask, because I always just invite you to come as you are, right? Come as you are, meaning this is how I'm feeling right here, right now. This is a safe place for that. The most courageous thing that I'd say most humans, all humans will do is to acknowledge how we are feeling right now, right? And not to be, oh, everybody else is happy-go-lucky, I should be happy-go-lucky too. No, no, here you have permission to be you, right? Your authentic self starts with us knowing how we're doing, how we're feeling. Let's see here, Lady Leo, still sitting with hard feelings, but I'm good currently. Awesome. Great. I hear you and I'm with you. It's hard having those hard feelings, right? Just riding that wave, right? Glad to hear you're reaching out, checking in. Rachel, I'm doing okay, maybe a 5. Excellent, 5, right? We could go either way, right? So we'll take it. And it helps us to be aware of it. Helps us to be aware of it, right? And be able to say it. Like, ugh, please don't ask me to pretend that I'm something that I'm not, or to, like, I don't know about you, that I survived years. I'm fine. No, I'm fine. So Elizabeth says 3 or 4. Sue says 4 or 5, a bit fragile. I hear you. I hear you. Hear you guys. Minnie says, was very bored today, going to collect some equipment for our home gym in the morning. Had felt a little depressed, but wasn't too bad at all, apart from boredom. All right, well, good for you, Minnie, adding things to your gym. Excellent. Good to keep this body moving, keep the energy going, building up some strength, endurance, muscle, or even just stretch. All good. Sharon says, I'm yuck. Yuck. Well, you are in the right place to bring your yuck, my friend. All right, Lady Leo. DM me what one of your old therapists would say that fine meant. Okay. I look forward to seeing that. And let's see, Carrie, today I'd say I'm a 3. Yesterday I was a 9. The roller coaster gets tiring. I know. So I don't know what you need right now for support, right? I know you're feeling better today. But here's one of my favorites. Run my hands down my shoulders, right? Doing this a few times actually can shift the energy in our body and helps us feel better. You guys, of course, know my go-to, holding my hand on my heart, feeling the warmth. EJ says, I'm usually a 12 on a scale 1 to 10, so my 8 feels good. Excellent. Excellent, EJ. Excellent. Right? Because when we come from the 10 down, we're working our way into social engagement, grounding, presence, all that. We need to go slow. We need to go slow. Absolutely, it's a must to go slow. Because if we go down too fast, right, we're asking the body to change, to shift. But what we're asking it to do is just as scary as if we go back up. So we are navigating baby steps. That was me for years. So totally get it. Sharon is working on her taxes. Late filing. Okay. All right. Well, hang in there. Hang in there. I hope you got a reward for yourself for the end of that. So Elizabeth said, I feel bad when I feel rejected by close people. I think they are not my people. I shouldn't have to work so hard to be accepted. I hear you. Can we validate, Elizabeth? Rejection is hard. Rejection is hard. And you're absolutely right. Right? Chances are they're not your people. Chances are not your people. And it hurts when we realize that the people, my cat is getting my attention. I'm sorry, he's going after my plants. But it hurts when our people that we thought were going to be there for us, right, reject us or don't show up for us. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. You are not alone, as you can see. You are not alone. You are not alone. Carrie says, I pet my head. My hair is soft. Sometimes I'll rock. My husband doesn't like it, but it helps me. Yes, absolutely. Rocking back and forth helps. Rocking back and forth helps. And definitely, right, stroking our hair works. Also putting our hands on our face works. Sorry, guys. I have a cat that's giving me trouble right now. Hey, you troublemaker. Shoo. Yes. Shoo. Shoo. Yeah. No, you're not going to eat. There you go. All right. He's no dummy. He knows what to do to get my attention. See, that's my bottom line. You go after my plants, you're in trouble. No, he does not want to be on camera. He thinks it's food time. We still have an hour to go. Sue, now I know how you feel, right? It's like, Svava, wait, I gotta go get the cat. He is fussing back. Yes, he talks back. He talks back. And he knows what are my things drive me crazy when he's like, you're not gonna listen to me? So stay with you from the playlist. Good, good. I hear you. So the other thing I was going to talk about when it comes to noticing our nervous system and help ourselves to calm our nervous system, but is to notice our breath. Right? There's a telltale sign, or there is a sign that if we can come and notice our breathing, then we can recognize where are we? What state are we in? So if we notice our very shallow breath, very shallow, very slow, or is our breath shallow but fast, right? Or if our breath is slow and deep all the way into our gut. Hey, Periscope friends. So that our breath contributes to our state, and we can change our state by changing our breath. So, and also for so many of us, right, our breathing stops right here at our solar plexus where our, our diaphragm is, because it's so tight. It's so tight. So it's sometimes hard for us to take those deep breaths, but it's worth practicing. It's worth doing. Because immediately when we breathe and push our diaphragm down, then that signals to our mind, right? Oh, we're safe. Because our shallow breathing means we are getting ready to fight or flee, or we're going to collapse. So Carrie says, I never learned how to belly breathe. I don't get it. I hear you, Carrie. And just a quick tip. If you place your hand on your belly and one on your solar plexus, you guys can't see how I'm sitting here, but place one right here and then one on your belly, and start to breathe into your body and continue to practice until you start to feel your belly moving, right? Your body starts to expand and contract, expand and contract. And again, it can take some time. I hear you, Sharon. I hear you. Deep breaths can trigger us. And again, just like I said, when we go too fast, here, got my handy dandy chart. If we go into deep breath too fast, if we're moving something that in the body is experienced as a freeze, and coming from here into social engagement, long, deep breaths, we have to go through this state, which is where we are a little dysregulated. This is where our feelings, right? Fight, flight, or freeze, anxiety, right? And our feelings are here. So when we come from here to here, and if we're not comfortable with this, feeling our feelings, then sometimes it can push us back up into freeze. So when we are dancing up and down on this line, this is our overwhelm line, and this is basically where we are with PTSD. We don't quite manage to come all the way down. And so because coming down, we need maybe someone to co-regulate with, to really be gentle and slowly practice. Awesome. EJ says, I use the Breath Guru app by Alan Dolan, and it's been super helpful. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, and breath is a healing tool we all have access to, and it's free. Elizabeth, freeze means yes, both. We collapse, we are numb. So when we are in our frozen state, let me just look at my cheat sheet. When we're in the frozen state, mentally, we are hopeless, stuck. We feel trapped, overwhelmed, scattered, spacey, confused. We have blank mind, forgetful. Emotionally, we feel numb. That's where shame lives, right? That's when we are stuck in the feeling of shame. It's definitely a frozen, collapsed state. And let's see, physically, we show symptoms when we're in the frozen state of our muscles are very tight or overly soft. And our heart rate is slow and our breath is very slow and shallow. We feel numb, we are dizzy, our eyes are having trouble focusing, our vision is blurry, we have flat facial expression, right? We may be clumsy and our voice is monotone. And socially, we are disconnected, non-responsive, and shut down and checked out. So again, the reason I love to share these things is that when we feel this way, then it helps us to recognize, like, what is my trigger? Or there's a reason. Your body, your nervous system, it's always doing whatever it can to keep you safe. Hey, Lynn, I just saw you sneak in here. Hey, friend, good to see you. Right? So there's nothing wrong with your body. There's nothing wrong with our systems, but something set it off. Something set it off. So we can track back and see what set it off. And slowly over time, we start to recognize some triggers are more easily set off for me than others. So, and then we maybe start working around preventing exposure or work on, around that trigger. What are some of the hard feelings that come up? What's the story behind it? What's the belief? Is it even true? To make sense of it, to make meaning, right? Rachel says, I've spent most of my life in the freeze state, sadly. Yes, I hear you, and I totally understand. Can we validate, Rachel? You're not alone. That was me, Rachel. That's why they named me the Ice Queen. That was me. I was frozen, disconnected, numb. I was really good at playing pretend. So absolutely, Lynn, you're absolutely right. Sometimes we don't know what sets up the trigger because our triggers often are sensory information that the body is interpreting. You're welcome. You're welcome. But often there are some patterns, and sometimes things are cyclical. So it helps to become like a detective, to really start to trace back, what is it, right? And the more we can come in contact with our bodies and connect with our bodies and understand what our bodies need, right? We're taking care of rest, we're taking care of water, we're taking care of food, we're taking care of exercise. When we're taking care of a lot of the needs that the body has that we maybe haven't been tending to because of trauma, then slowly we might be able to recognize what are the things that trip me up or trip this body up. And the story that follows is, right, past, present, or is it worry about the future? I know I'm very overly simplifying this. I know I am, but I do it for a reason. That's right. My body remembers what the mind may have forgotten. And again, this is where I know you guys hear this from me a lot, why I'm such a big fan of TRE, right? Tension and trauma releasing exercises, because trauma is, we respond to trauma automatically. We don't think about it. So it makes sense that to help our bodies to heal is to access or help the body release the things that it responded to autonomically. Our autonomic nervous system responds to trauma, and our autonomic nervous system knows how to come out of trauma. But because we're so disconnected from it, and we, unfortunately, humans, right, often have left the body behind in terms of what it needs to come back to it. And it's interesting, I just finished up a 4-week online group class, and getting some of the testimonies back from people, it's like they all say, I learned how to listen to my body. Yes, they learned how to activate the tremors, but all of them, most of them, I should say, walked away with, I learned how important it was to listen to my body, and I learned how important it is for me to slow things down. So thank you, friends, for sharing your experiences. Hey, my Periscope friend, that's why it's good to have some me time. Yep. Just do nothing. Sometimes for sure helps. Is it, hey, Matt, how are you doing? I wish Periscope had a little bigger font. I can't always read your names. Thank you for your comments. So EJ says, I literally just figured out a few months ago that I have lived my entire life in the fight, flight, freeze. I hear you. I hear you, EJ. Most of the world is, finally learning about it. A lot of this has been right in the mental health field, but also when it comes to therapy and coaching and healing and transformation, there's so much we are learning now. So this is a good time, EJ. This is a good time. Good time to be learning and healing, because I also believe we are healing faster. We are healing faster because I think as a collective, more of us are healing, right? Because we are all co-creating. We are all and co-regulating each other. So you're doing good. You are doing good. Being angry, to function anger to this day is easier for me to deal with than actually feel things. Thanks, Matt. And that's right. Some of us in our fight or flight, some of us go into fear, some of us right into the fighting, and some of us go into the fleeing. So notice sometimes our emotions are more in line with, I get angry, I go on the offense, or I am on the retreat. I retreat, right? I'm going to flee. I'm out of here. Those are nervous system responses. So we are learning. Learning how we work, so then we can do something about how this operates. Thank you. No politics. All right. Yes, thank you, friends. I hate it now when I get angry. It is automatically seen as a product of my illness. I would say no, my anger is not a part of my illness. It's a matter of being justifiably angry. I start on the offense with people, especially medical providers. Yes, I get it, Lynn. I get it. And I'm not saying your feelings are part of your illness, right? The same, just the same as like there's something wrong with me because I was abused as a child, right? That, like, I understand, right? Don't look at me as a less than, or that there's something wrong with me because of how I am coping with what happened to me. That's not what I'm talking about. All I'm suggesting is that we take a closer look to how, right, our habits, our patterns, because these bodies are habits. We are habitual creatures. We like things to right? We repeat things. 90% of today we did yesterday, and 90% of what we do today we're going to repeat tomorrow. So absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not disregarding our feelings. Welcome, welcome, welcome those feelings. So, but today our topic, we were going to talk about what makes your heart sing. What brings you joy? Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. Right? For the same reason, want to put it out there, when, you know, people ask victims, why didn't you fight back? Why didn't you just leave? Right? Right? Of course, first of all, I was a child, but even as an adult, when I was assaulted, I couldn't leave. This body, this mind, this nervous system determined the safest course of action to keep me alive was to collapse. So we shut down, we shut out, and we leave. We leave our bodies. So, and people don't understand it. A lot of people don't understand. So that's why I'm empowering you, or hoping and sharing this information with you to help us to understand why our bodies do what they do. Thank you, Carrie. She says, I love making people laugh and spending time with my adult kids. I love that. Yes. Love it. Who else? What brings you joy? What makes your heart sing? So, when I took the time to discover what made my heart sing, I began to surround myself with things that my heart was attracted to. Every day, I look at the things that I have put around me in my home. And even when I'm out and about, I notice nature. Thank you, Matt. Walks in nature, exercise, positive scopes. Excellent. Perfect. Yes, we have to sometimes push and get out of our way a little bit when things are hard, to remind ourselves, right? What am I grateful for? Each day I look at these things that my heart loves, and they remind me how much love there is in the world around me. So the two questions that I asked in our group today: what makes your heart sing today, and how can you surround yourself with more of what makes your heart sing? Rachel says, being out in nature for sure, walking in the park and the beach. Beautiful. Sue says music. Carrie says oh, that's right. You do stand-up comedy. That's right. That's awesome. Good for you. EJ says, I'm relearning what makes my heart sing or brings me joy. Yes. Yes. And that's what it is for most of us, right? If we have, you know, years and years of trauma or childhood trauma, right? Complex trauma where we weren't given the space or the safety or the encouragement to explore things that brought us joy, or we were focused on just getting our basic needs met from our caregivers. And so in our hierarchy of needs, recognizing what makes me happy, sometimes we didn't even get there. And I don't know about you, but I had the feeling I grew up way too fast. I became adult very early as a teen, or even young, I think actually younger. So Sue says singing in harmony with others. Love it. Right now, I'm enjoying setting my own goals and learning through the process of creation. Beautiful, Elizabeth. Beautiful. That's awesome. Hey, EJ, what about music? EJ, I'm exposing you. My bad. Playing with instruments, maybe? Maybe you're rediscovering, like you said. I love singing in choirs, but it's been years. Lynn says, I felt like the old lady as a kid. I hear you. Yes, I hear you. That's right, Matt. That's right. That's right. The body's needs don't always coincide with the heart's needs, but they can. Yep. They are for sure, Matt, for sure. So, yeah. It's good to take a break. Good to take a break. That's right, EJ. Okay. Music has not the same as it used to. Good. Got it. That's right. Sue, inspiring all of us. Doing, how many choirs are you a part of now, Sue? 3? All online? So inspiring. And let's see, we had a couple people share in our group. Sue P said here, Sue, music is making my heart sing today, and at the present, I am surrounded by it. So many musical projects coming to fruition, and several still at the learning and rehearsal stage. And yet, music is also making me weep. I hear you, Sue. I hear you, my friend. That's my favorite part about music, that it actually moves me to tears. So, but I know it can be hard sometimes. Definitely can be hard. But I am so happy that you are staying connected to like-minded people and singing. It's good for the heart, good for the soul, good for your breath, good for your body, your nervous system. Sue says 4 choirs. That's amazing. That's awesome, Lynn. Learning and doing new things makes me happy. That's awesome, Matt. That's what I'm discovering too. I love learning new things, but a lot of it has been, right, reading and getting educated, especially about trauma and healing. So now I'm exploring some other learning and doing. EJ says rolling over big waves out on Lake Michigan and the sunshine brings me great joy. Ooh, that sounds awesome. EJ being on the water. I know a few people here that like being on the water. There you go. Awesome, Elizabeth. See, Sue, you are inspiring people to start singing. I think that's why music isn't my go-to right now. It can be too moving for me in the moment. That's right, Sue, you get it. Anyone else struggle with sentimentally or nostalgia, especially with music? I can find it so painful. It's best for me to stay away. I hear you, Rachel. You're not alone. Yep, you are not alone. Absolutely. Some of the best cries that I've had is with music, just like letting myself just really be, my heart just to be stirred all the way deep in there and just, oh, I like it actually. I like that kind of moving of energy, moving of my tears. If they're here, I welcome them and bring them out, but you are not alone, Rachel. You are not alone. But I just want to say, right, it's, you know, feeling is part of being human, right? Feeling things is our, you know, is what colors our life. And we're meant to feel things. And I think our bodies struggle and suffer because we've been repressing our feelings, right? And feeling some of the hard feelings are also giving us access to more of the what we think are the good feelings. It expands in both directions. Like if you were given a menu of feelings, we can't just say, okay, I just want this, this, and this one. That's right, Lynn. It's our birthright. But I also know that feeling some of the hard ones is scary, because who around us is voluntarily sharing their hard feelings, their broken hearts, or their grief, or their sadness? Most of us have been trained to, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. Yet we can feel each other's hurt. So it is a blessing when we give ourselves permission to feel, and feel fully, wholeheartedly. Yes, music has helped to express some grief. Yes, yes. I hear you, Matt. We're not going to talk about that here. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Good. Glad you do. I'm glad you don't take it personally or take it bad. So let's see here. Lady Leo shared with us today what makes her heart sing: watching baby birds that had just hatched on a post on my porch, hearing them chirp when the mother bird flies in to feed them, watching the babies stretch their necks to be fed, seeing how a flock of birds seemingly appear from out of nowhere when a different species of bird comes near, watching the birds prepare the nest, watching over the eggs and now nurturing them. I will be getting a bird bath and a feeder. That's beautiful. So precious, right? Oh, nature is a great teacher. That's right, Matt. Love nature. When we go out in nature and are mindful of nature, it asks us to be present. It's a social engagement experiment. It's a self-regulation experiment to be with nature, to notice, to connect with it. Carrie says, writing is therapeutic for me. Awesome. Birds are awesome. Yes. You guys are doing great. Great. You named the whole family. Awesome. And Lynn? You've done is ketamine treatments, and during the treatments, I would plug in and play around with playlists, different combos of music, elicit different responses. Yes, it's beautiful, Lynn. And I can tell you also, when I'm doing TRE, when I'm tremoring and I've relaxed my body and the tremors are traveling up and down my body looking for where I might be holding stress. When I play music, my body will tremor in rhythm with the music. It's so awesome, right? We are energy. So when we are listening to music, it's energy coming into our chamber. And so it moves us. Hold on, I'm still online. Orange juice in the morning, feel great too. That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys are doing great. Well, I was telling you guys earlier, I'm starting to do some painting. I've actually, on behind of my computer here, I got all kinds of paint and art supplies laid out. So I wanted to share with you guys what I'm painting, because it makes me super happy right now, even though I was a little anxious about it. Like, okay, so I was going to sign up for an art class. I'm not a painter. And then had this critical voice in my head for a long time about I can't paint. But I was just like, I want to try it. I want to do something fun. And what especially got me interested and curious about this art class, that it was related to your heart. So paint from the heart, paint from the soul. And so we started, I showed you guys on Tuesday when we're here, we created our intention on a piece of paper, and then we had to come up with our own mandalas. So I created one there. And then the other assignment this week was to basically draw our inner critic and find a way to communicate with our inner critic, put it in a bubble, and basically ask the inner critic to take a break for the next 4 weeks, as we are going to be playing with doing some more painting. So I started last night, and this morning I woke up with my coffee to finish my inner critic. And this looks like an 8-year-old. I drew it, but here's my inner critic in a bubble that's floating. Started as a stick figure, but I decided to give her some clothing. And she's got her hands on her hips. I cannot draw bodies. And so, but you can see her critical, worried eyes and stern mouth, right? Like, what are you doing? You don't know how to paint. And so I put her in the light, put yellow and gold around her. And she's in, found her own space. And I give her a couple little paint brushes so she can do her own painting. And then on the back, I wrote her a letter. So I wrote her a note, and it's in Icelandic. This class is actually in Icelandic. So I wrote her a little thank you letter. Like, I know she always comes out because she's trying to protect me, trying to keep me safe. And then I said, I appreciate it, but I'm the adult now, and I'm ready to take responsibility for my feelings. I'm fully equipped. And so I told her, I'm asking her to take a break. Exactly. That's right. She looks judgmental. Exactly. That's my inner critic, right? Um, and she's like, "What are you doing?" So I gave her own paintbrushes and I told her, "You go paint for you. I'm going to go paint for me. You're only welcome to come and paint with me if you're going to have fun, because we don't need any comparisons or judgments. This is not the trying to be perfect zone." So this made me so happy. This gave me so much joy this morning in all its imperfections. And I can't wait what else I'm going to be coming up with for the next few weeks. So, and like I said, the letter that I wrote to her was very loving. So that's what is bringing me lots of joy these few days. And I'm looking forward to exploring this part of me that I think, because I played Little Miss Perfect my whole childhood, I stopped doing things if I couldn't do them right or perfect or 100% right away. So anyways, so I thought you guys would get a kick out of that, me sharing that with you. Yes, Sue, definitely play music when you're doing TRE. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Matt. Very sweet. Very sweet. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, right, Lady Leo. Thanks. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for hanging out. We're almost wrapping it up. So thanks for being here today. Lady Leo, that's the same thing, right? And that's the thing. It's like if any one of us, we were criticized or judged by someone maybe we looked up to, right? Someone that we were hoping for in encouragement or some suggestions or guidelines, but they, right, saying how bad my artwork was. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lady Leo. Gotta throw that out. Throw that out, right? But I know that sticks. Carrie says, I called my inner critic logical Carrie. She tries to motivate me to do better, but she's very mean about it. Exactly, Carrie. Right? Our inner critic, some version of our critical parent or even our ego, right? They have good intentions. They're trying to keep us safe, but they are mean bastards. She can be mean. So, absolutely. Posted something that was on Sesame Street, make your own art, cute little musical skit. That's awesome. And that's it. Hey, Beth. And that's it, Elizabeth. This part of me, my inner critic, right? It's like she's always going to be a part of me, right? But I'm not going to let her intervene or stop me from doing things. And sometimes until we start to pay attention to it, we don't even notice. We feel bad about something or bad about ourselves about something, but it's actually coming from this part. So giving that part, now I've painted her, I've given her voice, and she's always a part of me, but I've asked her, you can come play with me. If you want to come and celebrate and cheer me on, you can come hang out. But no more criticism, no more judgments, no comparison. Because, right, in this art class, there are artists, and then there's people that have never touched art, and it's fantastic. So stay away from any type of drawing art. Oh, I hear you, Lady Leo. I hear you. Well, maybe I'm inspiring you, Lady Leo. Go grab some crayons or watercolors and just start doodling. No has, no shoulds. Just start doodling. Yes, take a vacation. Give them a different job. Turn them into our cheerleader. All our parts, they want a job. They want to feel like they belong, like they're important. So let's see here, my friends. As we are wrapping up, I pulled a card for us. Always perfect. Always perfect. One day she woke up and realized that she was rich. So, yes, my friends, we have all kinds of things, right? To be grateful for, to be joyful about, to explore. As all the things that you guys have shared about what you guys do that brings you joy and makes your heart sing. Right? Yes, the hour goes by fast. Absolutely. Many forms of mixed media. Yep. Lynn. Yep. I hear you, Lady Leo. I hear you. That was me a few weeks ago. Just the thought of it. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I can play. It's just play. No performance. No one gets to see unless you want to share it. It's just for you. But I get it. I get it. All right, sweet friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here tonight. We had a lovely time connecting, sharing, encouraging. That's right, Lynn. Richness isn't about money. No. No, 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 no. And most of the things that we can do, like to create something, right? We can sing, we can draw, we can play sand art. Go get a stick and play in the dirt, right? Go look at nature, pick up leaves, lay them out on a piece of paper in a mandala or flowers. I thought about in the rose garden, there are all these flowers, roses shedding right now. Yes, we did, Matt. And so I've thought about going and collecting the flowers that have been cut or fallen and to lay them out in a mandala. It's like a meditation practice. So Play-Doh, clay, yes. Legos. Oh, I wish my kids were still doing Legos. I would be fighting with them. So awesome. That sounds fantastic, Lady Leo. I'm excited for you. That's exciting. Yay! All right, sweet friends, have a beautiful rest of your week and weekend. Do something that sparks joy. I will be here, back here on Tuesday, same time, same place. Until then, take good care. Bye, friends. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the love and support you share with each other.